It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from Arbor Ales and it's a can of their ZZ Hop New England Pale Ale. It's coming in at 4.3% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. I'm just going to open the door because it's a bit echoey in here today for whatever reason. Hopefully, yeah, that's better. That's better. The sound is dissipating a bit better now. Right, the joys of sound and filming and let's get the can out into a glass, see what we get. A little bit of smoke on the can opening. Beer in the glass. So this beer is from Sainsbury's. I believe it's Arbor's. Now, Arbor usually do the big pint cans, don't they? The 568 milliliter cans. I believe this might be, and please tell me if I'm wrong, this might be Arbor's first 440 milliliter can into a supermarket. It does seem strange, and it does seem a little far-fetched. If it is, because I always see Arbor. Maybe it's just bottle shops I see Arbor. I don't know. I'll leave it to you guys to comment in the comments box. Has this been in a supermarket in a 440 milliliter can before? Or any of their beers for that matter. We've got a one finger whitehead, good levels of slow moving carbonation. It's a nice hazy looking beer. Little bits of sediment floating around in the bottom of the glass too. You can see there little bits of sediment there. It's on a 4 for 3 deal, so this would have been at 4.3% ABV. This would have been about £3 a can. So if you buy 3 cans, you get the fourth free. So that comes in at about what, £2.20, £2.25, something like that per can on the deal. So aroma. Yeah, that smells great. Absolutely beautiful. Juicy tangerine, orange peel, fleshy blood orange, grapefruit. A little bit of lime zest, a little bit of lemon zest. It smells really good, this, really good. ZZ Hop New England Pale Ale. Let's dive in. Cheers, everyone. Super refreshing. Super refreshing. Not as... Let's get the mouthfeel out the way first, then we'll talk about the hops and whatnot. But not as creamy and rich as some other kind of hazy beers, New England style beers. But that's fine, actually. Actually, that's quite fine because, well, sometimes you don't want a big, thick, creamy New England IPA all of the time, do you? Sometimes you want your beer just to be unfiltered, to be really refreshing, which this is. So I suppose the term I should be using is a bit thin, but I wanted to not use the word a bit thin because it almost feels like I'm doing the beer a bit of injustice by using the word thin. So I'd rather use the word really refreshing, really kind of thin, but in a very thin a good thin way, if that makes sense. Carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth, releases more of the flavour. It's I've read the side of the can now, and it's kind of like, I was offering up flavours earlier on of kind of juicy lime and lemon, orange peel, fleshy blood orange, but there's that kind of, in my mind now, there's that grape too, that kind of grape flavour you get, that kind of, generally if you talk about New Zealand hops, you're generally talking about Nelson Sauvin, and it's grown on the same area, in the same area of New Zealand as the Sauvignon Blanc white wine grape, and the hop and the grape kind of share the same qualities. It's a little bit earthy, it's a little bit grape-like. Top quality, absolutely top quality. Just really happy with it, really happy with the beer. I've always liked Arbor ales. I think Arbor ales have always had this kind of level of quality. I don't think I've ever had a bad Arbor ales beer. Okay, the brewery turned me away at the door when I turned up there once a few years ago. They didn't want me filming at their brewery. Maybe they just didn't want YouTubers flying around their brewery, maybe they, that sort of thing, but it was the only brewery in Bristol to turn me away that day. Every single other brewery in Bristol were like, yeah, coming in. Apart from Arbor, they were like, no, you can't come in here. And I was like, oh, right, okay. So, a little bit miffed as to why that happened back then, but, on a positive, never had a bad beer from them, so I'm not going to complain. Maybe I just turned up on a bad day. Maybe something had gone wrong in the brewery. Maybe they just dropped a case of beer all over the floor, and there was mess everywhere. Who knows? Session strength New England Pale Ale brewed with Citra and Mosaic hops. So they call it New Zealand Pale Ale with Citra and Mosaic. So no, I definitely get grape in there. Kind of entered my mind now, hasn't it? But yeah, there's a little bit of white grape in there. Eastern Road, Bristol, arborales.co.uk. Drink chilled. Check them out. I'm going to rate it. I like it. Pardon me, it's a little bit more refreshing than a typical kind of New England style beer. It's a little bit more in the way of juicy and refreshing, and I'm going to use the word thin, but not in a bad way. I like that enough to give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom, cheers.